Hey, I got a question for you. What time is it?
It's construction!
It's time.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Kale, the very stylish Brunson, but I think you guys already know that. Welcome to Kids Church Online. And today, we got a brand new month for you. And that is the month of bringing the gospel home. So, in spite of that, I think I should definitely go to my favorite part of my house. Huh? We got a fantastic show for you today. Starting off with Miss Rachel. How about them pipes, by the way? And then we got the teaching time with Pastor Ryan, the main man himself. And then right after that, we got family small group time with the wafers. But first, we're gonna go to Miss Rachel. Take it away.
Thanks, Kale. I'm so excited, everyone. We have a new memory verse this month. It's Ephesians 4:15, and it says, "Instead, we will speak the truth in love, growing in every way more and more like Christ, who is the head of the body, the church." And I love that because well, first of all, what is the body? What does that mean? We've talked about this before, but the body is, just like it says in that verse, is the church. So there might be like the global body, like all around the world, Christians who believe in God. There's different churches like Northwest, the body too, because they all believe in Jesus. But then there's also the body that's in your house, which sounds kind of weird, but it's not just you, it's not your physical body, it's your mom and dad, it's you, it's your brothers and sisters, it might be your aunts and your uncles or whoever else is living with you who believes in Jesus. That's all the body, that's all the church. And I think it's so cool because just before this verse, it was talking about let's get the body together, let's talk with the body, because everyone has different gifts and different talents, and let's mesh that all together so that we can understand God better. You have your family, you have your friends who believe in God who can help you to see what's right and what's true and point you back to the Bible. And I think that's so cool. That's why it's so important that we talk about God in our homes. That's why we have these videos for you. That's why we have Kids Church, so that we can help you guys and help your parents to talk with each other about God and what it's like and what you believe. And I just think that's so cool. So I'm really excited for this month. We'll be talking about what the gospel is. We'll be talking about grace and truth and love and those different words that are in our memory verse. But I'm really excited, and I'll pass it back to you, Kale.
Get it, pop, pop, pop! Thank you, Miss Rachel. Now it's time for Pastor Ryan with the main teaching. Take it away. Get it, pop, pop, pop!
Have you ever just gotten really, really good news? Like unexpected, the best news, undeserved. You didn't work for it, you didn't earn it, but you just had the best news ever? That's what we're talking about today. This month, we're talking about bringing the gospel home. Wow. Now, before we can bring the gospel home, we have to make sure we know what the gospel is. Yeah. Right? Some of you are saying, I know what the gospel is. I go to church. But I want to talk about it because we can never talk about the gospel too much. The word gospel sounds like a Christian word or a word from the Bible, and it is. But what it originally was and what the word really means is just good news. It's really, really good news. And you kind of see this happen in history class. I used to love history class. I didn't like all the dates, but I loved all the stories. So if you've ever taken a history class and you love the stories but not the dates, do you have to remember? They're tough to remember sometimes. It's really fun to know all the things that have happened in history. When countries would come in and they would defeat the bad guys, or they would fight off another country, and a good king would win a victory or a war, they would send people, messengers, through all the land. They'd send them out all over the place with a gospel, with a good news saying, guess what? You're no longer servants to this bad king. You're now servants to this good king. And they would send out a gospel message, they would call it, like the good news that you are now under the rule of a really good king. You're now under the command of someone who's going to take care of you more than anyone else ever has. That sounds kind of familiar. It reminds me of Jesus so much. And here's the truth of the gospel. This is something that most people won't tell you. That most of the time, people will tell you, you're doing so good, you're such a good person, or you worked really hard, that's what matters. You can work harder and you'll get more things. It's probably true, you probably do good things, and you probably work really hard and earn things, but the gospel is so much different than anything else we do. It's almost upside down. It's almost backwards. And it's almost inside out from everything else we try to do in this life. How is it upside down? Well, Jesus actually never says, hey, you're so good. Because you're so good, I love you. He doesn't say that at all. Jesus actually says, I know you're not that good. I know you mess up a lot. I know you're mean to your brother or your sister. I know you disobey your parents. He knows how bad we can be. But he still loves you anyway.
Whoa.
How is the gospel backwards? Most people will tell you if you work hard, you'll have a good life. If you work hard, good things will happen to you. Most of the time that's true, but sometimes it's not. And Jesus never says if you work hard enough, if you do enough good things, then you can be my friend. No, he says, look, I'm going to be the one that does all the work. Jesus says he's going to be the one that does all the work.
Yeah.
All you have to do is accept it. All you have to do is let me love you. Let me do the work for you, right? It's so different. What if you went to school and you were like, teacher, you do all the work for me. I'm not doing anything today. You'd fail the class because it's not the gospel. The gospel is Jesus did all the work so we can be saved.
Yeah.
How is the gospel inside out? Most of the stuff we do is outside in, where as long as I feel good or look good or sound good or get the good result, the good grade, the right friends, the right stuff, the right toy, then I'll be all right. Jesus cares much less about the stuff on the outside and much more about the stuff on the inside.
Wow.
So we only worry about what's on the outside. But Jesus wants to get down into your heart, deep down in your heart, all the way in, crack it open and get inside and say, what is it that you really love? Because I really love you, and I really want to be with you. That's a special kind of love. That is amazing. It's the most amazing news you'll ever hear, is that you're actually worse than you ever could imagine, than you ever want to admit.
Oh, no.
You're worse than you'd ever want to admit to anybody ever. Like the bad thoughts you have, the bad things you've done, there's stuff we don't want to tell anybody. We feel really bad that we've done it. But you're loved more than you could ever imagine.
Wow.
Everybody's done bad things, right? And it's sad. But Jesus says, I see you in the good stuff you try to do and the bad stuff you've messed up doing, in your weaknesses and your strengths, and I love you because I made you and I want to save you. That is amazing news. Think about it this way. What are some of your favorite stories? I love stories where there's a big war and kings are fighting, or there's an adventure and the prince goes and saves the princess, or there's superheroes and they've got superpowers. I remember watching a movie one time that did not have a battle or a bad guy in it with my son.
Oh, no.
And he didn't like it at all. He was really little at the time. He said, I don't like that movie.
No.
Because there's no bad guys. Like, there's something in, maybe it's just guys, I don't know, but I think everybody likes movies where good defeats evil, right? And the good guys win. But there's something even more amazing if you think about some of your favorite movies, whether there's a battle or a war or a fight or not, it doesn't matter. Some of the best movies ever are when the good guys, the heroes, the mom and dads, the superheroes, they actually save somebody else, right? Like, so for me, one of my favorite movies is a superhero movie. And the superhero is so much stronger and so much more powerful than everyone else. But then all of a sudden, the only way for him to save everybody is for him to give up his superpower.
What?
So he sacrifices the one thing that makes him different, the one thing that makes him special, the one thing that you think is the reason he's going to be able to save is because he's so strong and so powerful, he's going to come in and save the world. The reason he saved the world is because he gave up how strong and how powerful he was.
Wow.
And everyone else was set free and saved because of it.
Wow!
That reminds me of Jesus.
Yeah.
How he could have come down and just started over again and made everything new. And it's nice to think, well, God, why won't you stop all the bad stuff that happens in the world? You know, if he really did, we kind of just talked about it. Like, I've done bad things. You've done bad things. So if he's going to get rid of all the bad stuff, he'd have to get rid of us. But instead of doing that, he came down and said, you know what, instead of everyone else, I'll come to earth and I'll sacrifice myself. And I'll give up my strength. I'll give up my power so that they can have it. So that they can be loved. So that they can be new. So they can be my children.
Wow.
That is an amazing story. What amazing news that the best superhero of all time, the most powerful king ever, the most amazing father ever, came here, and instead of making us do what he wants us to do, he said, they messed up. I'll give up myself to fix it. There's a verse in Romans that explains this exact thing. But God showed his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. So here's probably the most dangerous thing that can happen is not that you turn into bad kids, right? Everybody wants to be a good kid. It's not that you don't know the right thing to do, but it's you think that doing all the right things is what's going to make God love you more.
Oh no!
And then if you do all the right things, then he's going to love you more. That's not how it works. Or if you love him enough, then he'll love you back. That's not how it works. The Bible actually says something completely different than that. This is love. This is real love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his son as a sacrifice to take away our sin. Part of our memory verse is really important to remember here. That instead of just trying to pretend like we're better than we are, or instead of trying to make everybody do the right thing, it says, instead, we speak the truth in love. And it's talking about how we can grow in Christ and be more and more like him, growing more like him every day. No matter how good you are or how bad you are, the good news, the gospel is we all need Jesus. And he's there for each and every one of us, that he died for you and for you and for you and for you and for your mom and for your dad and for your cousin and for your brother and for your grandfather and you over there on the couch. And yeah, you right. I see you in the back, you right there. I know, it's for you too. I know a lot of you guys are meeting in small groups for kids' church, which is really cool. The most amazing thing about it is that every one of you together right now in your home, whether you're with your family, whether you're by yourself, whether you're with a bunch of friends or people from your neighborhood that are over watching it with you right now, every one of you are different. And every one of you has a different problem or sin or bad attitude, or maybe you think you're better than everybody else. Everybody has a different thing that they struggle with or that they fall into, and they do the wrong thing over and over again. We talked about that all last month, feeling stuck in some things, right? We all have different things that hold on to us. And Jesus is there for every single one of you. All of you guys, all of you girls. He's there for you, and he wants you to be there with him. If you want that, let's pray right now. Pray with me. Say, Dear Jesus, I know I can be awful. And I know I can't work hard enough to earn your love. But I need your love. And I know you're good enough to save me. Please set me free of my sin and set me free of trying to earn your love. I need you, Jesus. Please rescue me and make me a new person with a brand new life full of good news. Amen. Love you guys. See you soon.
Thank you, Pastor Ryan, for that glorious teaching. Now it's time for family fall group time. Wait, family small group time. Alright, take it away.
99. 100. 101.
What?
Oh, hey there. We didn't see you there. We were just working out.
Huh?
How are you guys doing? We're the wafers. We're the small group leaders for the 5 and 6 year olds. I guess we can do the family small group time. Since we're already deep into our workout, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna do the family small group time while we're working out.
Oh no!
What is the best news you've ever gotten?
The best news I've ever gotten? Well, since you asked, I think the best news I've ever gotten is finding out that I'm having a baby boy. Baby Grace, you're the simple. How about you?
I would say the same thing, just knowing that we're having a little baby.
Hey, Alright, question number 2. What does the word gospel mean?
So if you Google it, the Webster's Dictionary has a whole bunch of words and the definition that I cannot pronounce. But really what it means is the good news. So the gospel means good news.
Yeah. You know what I think about good news? Party time! Good news, y'all! Here's some good news! Oh, that's easy. The gospel of Jesus is the best news ever because 1, we get to know his story, we get to learn so much about him. 2, we get a relationship with him and he becomes our father, our greatest friend. And 3, we get to hang out with him.
Alright guys, that's it for this week's Family Small Group Time. We had so much fun spending it with you. Definitely take the time with your family to go through these questions, to pray with one another. It's so important. Shortly, we're going to get to see you guys in person, some of you, and we are so excited for that. But we love you guys. See you later.
We miss you. Take
Bye.
care. Work out with your family too. It's so much fun.
And sadly, that is the end of our show. It's super sad every single time, but we must move on to look forward to next week. Anyways, we truly love you guys and miss you very much. And I can't make a heart out of my hands. Can't do it. It's impossible for me. Teach me, someone, please. Anyways, we'll see you next week. We might be in person soon. Alright, see ya.
A lot of you guys have been doing your own family small group time, and that's been so cool to hear about. And some of you guys have been taking it to another level and inviting your friends from your neighborhoods to come to your house to watch these videos too. So if you're having a family small group time right now, you guys are awesome. And if you're watching this right now with a bunch of friends and they invited you to watch this with them, it's because they love you and they love Jesus. And you should love Jesus too because he's amazing. Yeah. A friend of mine, Chase McNaught, has been doing his own family small group time and small group for his friends as well. And so we asked him to kind of tell us about what it's like, what he loves most about it, and what's been happening there. Chase, take it away.
Hi, I'm Chase, and I'm 6 years old. I love God because He created me, and what would I do without Him? I would pretty much not be alive, so I love Him because He created me and my whole family and all my friends. I just think that's so amazing. We play Minecraft, we do lunch, we do sleepovers, we play at home sometimes, we do sword fights. It's so much fun. We can tell other people about Jesus. I can tell my friends and they can tell their friends. It's just a thing that I like to call a chain that just goes over and over and over again. It might be a chain reaction, but I don't really know about that. stuff. So it goes just like that. I just like telling about Jesus, so we do like to tell other people about that so they can hear the amazing things about Jesus and the things he does. So that's it. We accepted the Lord. It might have been hard, so we did it with them. We always together, so that was a pretty good time, and also it was fun because we played video games after, but that doesn't count because I just feel that they know Jesus and we can tell each other about churches, and that's it.
Wait. Don't go yet. Guess what? I've got some big news. I've got some big news. Guess what, guys? Hey, come here. Guess what? Next week, we're having kids church! In person. It's gonna be so cool. Guys, next Sunday, kids church. Come back to church, hang out with us. It's gonna be awesome. Parents, if you have any questions, you can email me, text me, comment, whatever you want to do, but we'll answer all your questions. If you have questions or thoughts that you need answered, let me know and I will. But we are back in person next week. The videos are still going to continue, and we will see you guys soon. Bye!